Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station. I'm Graham O'Brien, and some of the stories coming up in today's news. Trafalgar update, Project Jonah prepares for whale stranding season, Honu's back to stay, and more. Nelson Police have thanked members of the public who were inconvenienced by the closure of Whakatu Drive and Songa Street on Tuesday night. Traffic was stopped from using the road and bridge for 3 hours while police were responding to an incident involving coaxing a man down from the Songa Street overbridge. The bridge was closed by police when they first received a call about the man in his 20s standing on top of the Stoke Bridge. After he gave himself up, he was taken into custody around 11:45 p.m. Police said on their Facebook page that the vast majority of people had been very patient and understanding. Honi Maheki, otherwise known as Lewis Stanton's Christmases, appear to have come at once, thanks to our justice system. Popular with some and a bit of a pain in the bum for others, it appears he is not going away again in a hurry. We caught up with the horseless horseman, Honi, assuming his usual position in Nelson's Main Street.
Honi, I'm a bit surprised to see you here. Last time we talked to you, you were going for sentencing for not doing your community service for $50,000 worth. And here you are. Can you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, well, I got 21 days. Half of that's 10 and a half days. So bring it up to the 11th, 11 days, and that finished on Sunday, but they couldn't keep me in any more than last Wednesday because it would have cost them an extra $1,000 a day to let me out on Monday. Besides, Monday was a public holiday. And I don't have any debt with the system anymore, but it goes to show you just how much of a joke that the whole system is and what it has created with the council.
Honi, can you just go back a step there? How do you mean there's no fines left? Last time we talked, you had like $100,000 odd worth of unpaid parking fines.
Yes, well, originally there was 159,000. There was 53,000 that I've done time for, and this time it was for 50,000. Because I didn't do that community service and still refused to do it. But before the judge sentenced me on that, he wiped $45,450 that was still outstanding. Because even he got to realise how much of a farce that the system actually is.
So you've actually done, what, 7 days jail for nearly $100,000 worth of fines?
Basically, yeah. It's getting close to 10k a day.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how much money the Nelson City Council spent on legal fees to this point?
I don't know, but I would say it's a hell of a lot of money, and those people that started this whole situation off should have to be accountable to the ratepayers and also to the taxpayers for creating the situation in the very first place. And they still have to solve the problem.
Sure. And we see on social media people are saying that you should be giving your horse and your cart back and let you go on your merry way.
Well, we're supposed to have all those liberties that are guaranteed to us, even under the New Zealand Bill of Rights and under the Magna Carta. And yet there's so much that people take for granted.
And I was surprised myself. I was down at Hamner Springs the other weekend, and what did I see going around town but a horse and cart giving people a ride?
Oh, brilliant. That must have been Ian.
Figures show in the latest monthly QV house price index that residential property values for January have decreased 0.5% in the Auckland region in the month since December 2015. However, after being adjusted for inflation, the nationwide annual increase is 12.5%. This means the average value nationwide is now $556,206. The only parts of the South Island to show a decrease in residential property values over the past 3 months were the west coast districts of Bulla, Greymouth, Westland and also the Hiranua district. Nelson's average house price has climbed 6.7% for the year to reach $436,735, just surpassing the Tasman region average house price, of which had a rise of 3.8% for the same period. However, it's still a seller's market with buyers looking in both regions and not enough houses to go round. Nelson School of Music building was closed in December 2013 because of earthquake risk, which became apparent after the devastating February 22, 2011 Christchurch earthquake. The school is now about to commence construction as part of its re-strengthening and redevelopment plan, which will not only include making safe the 115-year-old heritage auditorium, but will also include the development of a state-of-the-art music school on the current Rainey House site. Rainey House was named after Councillor Pete Rainey's father. Meanwhile, it has been sold for the sum of $8,500 and is soon to be off to a new site in Mapua. The Nelson School of Music continues its fundraising program with a variety concert at the Theatre Royale with a spectacular all-star Nelson lineup for later this month on Sunday the 28th of February at 7:30 p.m. You can book tickets at Nelson Theatre Royale. Preparing the Trafalgar Centre to withstand earthquakes has seen council contractors Gibbons Construction and project managers Opus using innovative solutions in ground stabilisation and building construction. Deep soil mixing was used to prevent ground movement between the Trafalgar Centre and Saltwater Creek. Deep soil mixer creates a network of 113 ground strengthening piles, creating a stabilising barrier which will minimise sideways movement of the ground. The work took 10 days using a machine brought up from Christchurch for the job. Heavy beams of strengthening steel have been lifted into place inside the centre using a 100-tonne capacity crane. Steel plates were also fitted to the base and sides of the existing timber arches, and the crane hoist then lifted the large steel beams into position in between the existing timber arches. This additional structural steel will form the roof bracing, giving the building extra strength in the event of an earthquake. Work will now continue to strengthen and brace the centre, develop the new northern building and landscape Rutherford Park for the events planned later in the year. The challenges of strengthening the Trafalgar Centre have been well met by the experts involved, according to consulting engineer for Nelson City Council, Richard Kirby. And the work on the centre is expected to be completed later in the year. Whale strandings happen often at this time of year, so whale rescue group Project Jonah is offering marine medic training so people can be prepared if this unfortunate event happens. I spoke with Project Jonah General Manager Darren Grover about the planned upcoming training days in Nelson and Golden Bay. Can you give us a quick background of Project Jonah, please?
So Project Jonah, we're just in our 42nd year, so we've existed since the early 1970s. We came about as there was a general raising of awareness of human impact on the environment, particularly the marine environment. Since that time, we've campaigned for greater protection of the oceans and marine mammals who live in our oceans and seas. And then, there was a series of large strandings in the early and mid 1980s, and that led to some of our members saying, "Well, look, whales and dolphins stranding. They're stranding here in New Zealand. What can we do?" And so techniques were developed, and here we are, 29 years later, teaching those techniques to members of the public, applying those techniques, and helping live stranded whales and dolphins when they appear on our beaches. New Zealand is a focus because we have statistically more whales and dolphins strand on our shores here than any other country in the world.
Wow. Is there any real reason for that, or we're just because we're stuck out in the middle of nowhere, we're in the way?
There are many reasons for whale and dolphin stranding. It's the one question I'm asked the most, often following a stranding. Why did these whales strand? But often it's a combination of 3, 4, even 5 different factors. We're blessed in having half of the global species of whales and dolphins that either swim through our waters, migrate from the poles to the tropics each year, or actually live on our shores.
Wow.
44 different species have been recorded in our waters. Plus we've got long, varied coastlines. We've got deep oceans that come up very close to deep ocean trenches that come up close to shore, like the Kaikoura and out at the Mahia Peninsula. So yeah, that can confuse these marine species, particularly ones who have never been in shallow coastal waters before.
Sure, and coming around to that, we have a big problem out here in Golden Bay, every year. And what you're doing now is you're asking for volunteers to have training to help save whales. I'm just going to ask you, why do we need training? I mean, in the past, the call's gone out, there's whale stranding. I mean, you're swamped with people out there to help. What's the idea of giving people training?
Oh, look, it's very easy to step in and do what you think is the right thing. There's a couple of basic things to remember. Is that whales they're not fish, and they're not sharks. They are mammals. So just like us, they do breathe. If we didn't get in there and do the right thing, it'd be very easy to damage these animals and potentially impact their chances of survival. And also, a beach. While everyone thinks that a beach is a wonderful place to go and relax and have a good time, if you put in there 60 to 70 large, stressed whales or dolphins, a bit of wind, a bit of rain, all of a sudden it can become a very dangerous place. And
Sure.
If you're at that beach all day, it's very easy to get tired and, not be aware of things around you and, actually injure yourself or potentially injure other people. So with a little bit of training, our training course we offer is a one-day training course, and that's half the day in the classroom, and then it's half a day a practical exercise on the beach with life-size, life-weight imitation whale and dolphin. So you get a feel of what actually being near a whale or dolphin might be like, and it does give you that indication. You might be next to a whale that's 3-4 meters long, but that weighs a few tons.
Sure.
Actually, if that decides to stretch its muscles, and you're kneeling next to it, the next thing you've got quite a large animal bearing down on you, without being positioned in the right way or avoiding certain parts of that animal, then you put yourself in danger very quickly.
Sure, yeah. So you're asking for volunteers to come out and you're basically going to organise them around what to do and get some organisation around when we have these strandings and get people there.
Exactly. Look, people, you've mentioned it already, people in the Golden Bay area in particular, they've got historically, Farewell Spit and the bay there have seen more than their fair share of strandings over time. A lot of the people there, have talked about the years and years and years that they've gone down to strandings and helped the live whales and refloat them. A lot of our knowledge is thanks to those people, and what we do is we actually give those people, we share that knowledge that we've learnt from them, and we share that around the country. We train. We've got trained members all the way from just south of Cape Reinga, Kaitaia, all the way down to Stewart Island with
Sure.
the trained medics. Because strandings will happen anywhere, any time. But Golden Bay being one of the hot spots there, having people on the ground near to where the stranding might happen is the key to a quick response, an early response,
Sure.
helping those animals, keep them alive until our next chance to refloat them comes along.
So you're going to try to structure it around like our volunteer fire brigade. Everyone gets a call, everyone gets an email, and sort of everyone's on the same page.
Totally. So we have what we call web to text. So we're able to send a text message to all our trained medics in a region, and that's using one piece of software from a computer. So we can do that when we're on the way to the stranding, but we might take several hours. And when I say we're talking about 3 or 4 trained, experienced coordinators, just to help our medics, help them understand, put a bit of a structure in place so that they know who to follow, what's happening at any given time. But most of the time it's to get the local medics on the ground to help those volunteers who hear about it on the news or hear about it on the radio, and they're curious and they want to help.
Yeah.
Because with a little bit of guidance, everyone can go down there, everyone can have hopefully a really positive emotional experience and help. And we can all see these whales, hopefully refloat, swim off over the horizon, and hopefully never see them again.
Yeah, no, that's great. So when is your training course taking part down here?
So we're in Nelson on Saturday the 27th of February. As I say, that's a full-day training course. Morning in the classroom, afternoon is on the beach. And then on Sunday we're going to be in Takaka. We do the training in Pohara there, just out on the coast by Takaka.
Yeah.
So that's on Sunday the 28th.
Okay. Darren, thanks very much for all the good work that you do, and we hope that we're not needed down here this year, because we're in the prime season for it now, aren't we?
we're right in peak straining season, we call it. But it's any time, anywhere around the country, any time of year it can happen. But historically we're in that peak straining season. In fact, the last biggest one was Valentine's Day this time last year at Gordon Bay. So we are on standby as we speak.
Oh, we'll keep our fingers crossed that we don't need you and we don't need to go down there and do anything.
Exactly. No, that's great. And we always hope for the best, but we prepare for the worst.
Great. Darren, thanks very much for talking to us, and we'll send some volunteers down for you.
Great stuff. Look forward to it. Thank you, Graham.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and a lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 5464084.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
Sit and Be Fit is on at the Victory Community Centre Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. at the Victory Community Church, 238 Upper Vanguard Street. School terms only. Fun while you get fitter, work at your level.
Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays at 1:30 through to 3:30 p.m. at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. You can join in for cards, games and a cuppa.
On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
We're the team at J-Car, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. J-Car.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
I'm Larry London from VOA Music Mix, bringing you news on the hour from around the world, plus music 24/7, from the latest hits to those classic favorites to jazz on Saturday mornings, plus much, much more. You can contact us by Googling Mainland TV or follow us on Facebook. Cheers from the team at Mainland Radio 1 and VOA Music Mix.
Hubert Parry's hymn, Jerusalem, in a setting of words by William Blake.
Nestled in the garden city of Christchurch is one of New Zealand's most beautiful and famous holiday parks, where we join the wildlife with a warm welcome to all visitors. The canopy of trees and gardens provide a tranquil setting amongst all the amenities, playgrounds, swimming and spa pools, and entertainment on a grand scale. This wonderful park offers the weary traveller a haven of quality. Low-cost cabins, motels, tourist flats, caravan, campervan and campsites. Meadow Park, located on Cranford Street near the main North Road, Christchurch. Nelson Tire Centre, great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer, all types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 546408.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics, toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more.
JCar. 120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
I'm Larry London from VOA Music Mix, bringing you news on the hour from around the world, plus music 24/7, from the latest hits to those classic favorites to jazz on Saturday mornings, plus much, much more. You can contact us by Googling Mainland TV or follow us on Facebook. Cheers from the team at Mainland Radio 1 and VOA Music Mix.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
.1 The Shed.